Good afternoon, Saturday afternoon. Beautiful day here in Ohio. Man, it's beautiful here today. I am not even kidding. It's 70 degrees, sunny, and absolutely gorgeous. So, listen, I wanted to pop on here. Danielle wrote, thank you. She already shared this out. What's happening, Corey? I see Jason Alt. What's going on? How in the world are y'all doing? So I wanted to come on for a minute and talk about something that I think hey Danielle, how are you? I think everybody would agree, most people would agree. What's up, Robert Brooker? That life happens as a result of typically what's going on in our mind, right? Our mindset, where our mind is focused, that life happens in our lives because of mindset. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't strange occurrences that happen that maybe you think, I wasn't really thinking about that and it happened or whatever. I get that. I totally get that. But I would say 99% of our lives are dictated, the results in our lives are dictated by, what's up, Brian Sharp? By what we are thinking about most of the time. There are a whole gaggle of books and all kinds of, what's up, Mustafa? How you doing? There are a gaggle of books and all kinds of things out there that talk about mindset. Think and Grow Rich is unbelievable, and I've gone through that book I don't even know how many times. I got to tell you that I have been very, very guilty of. What's up, Denise? How are you? I've been very, very guilty of, personally guilty of, not explaining. I started to say explaining. Guilty of blaming outside circumstances, people, places, other people, typically, for things going wrong in my life. It's a natural human thing, and it becomes a generational thing. It becomes it's this political party's fault, or it's the president's fault, or it's my wife's fault, or it's my husband's fault, or it's my boss's fault, or it's my employee's fault, or it's my customer's fault, or it becomes, it's endless what we as human beings can come up with as far as blaming our problems on other people. So I was thinking about this. I actually saw a post on Facebook earlier that made me think about this. I read a book many, many, many years ago. I still reference this book quite often. It is right here. It's a mess. I've had this book for years. Okay. So the cover is, there's actually a coffee stain on it because it's always nearby and I've used it a lot. This book right here, written by Jack Canfield, right there, called The Success Principles: How to Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. And I've got to tell you something. This book, the very first principle, there's like 101 principles. I forget how many, or maybe it's not that many. It's a lot. This is a very, very thick book. Maybe it's only, 50 something? 64 principles in this book. The very first principle that I'm going to talk to you about in this book, and it's first for a reason. It's first because if you get this one principle, it will change your life. This chapter alone, the very first one, is worth reading and rereading over and over and over until you get it. And that is this right here. I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to try. Take 100% responsibility for your life. Take 100% responsibility for everything in your life. How can I get this book here? Dude, Amazon, I don't know, Kindle, Google Books, Apple Books. I don't know. It's everywhere. Look, you must take personal responsibility. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. One of the most pervasive myths in American culture today is that we are entitled to a great life, that somehow, somewhere, someone, certainly not us, is responsible for filling our lives with continual happiness, exciting career options, nurturing family time, and blissful personal relationships simply because we exist. And it goes on. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit, but the real truth and the one lesson this whole book is based on is that there is only one person responsible for the quality of the life you live, and that person is you. You. The fact that most of us have been conditioned to blame something outside of ourselves for the parts of our life that we don't like. We blame our parents, our bosses, our friends, the media, our coworkers, our clients, our spouse, the weather, the economy, our astrological chart, our lack of money, anyone or anything that we can pin the blame on. We never want to look at where the real problem is, and that is right here. That's where the real problem is. Yeah, but you don't understand, Ken. I work at this job and they show favoritism to this person or to that person, or I work at this job and they're mean to me, or my wife or my spouse, my husband, dude, take responsibility for your life. If your job is that bad and you're not the common denominator of the problems at your job, quit and get another one. Start your own business. Go do it better than your current boss is doing. Because I'm going to tell you right now that this is a free country we live in here in America. I don't know about other countries, but if I lived in another country where I wasn't free, then I would move. Yeah, but you don't understand. They'll kill me if I try to leave. Well, dude, that's better than freaking staying. Get out. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for your life. Every single outcome in your life is your responsibility. It's nobody else's responsibility. It's not. Well, you don't understand. I love this job, and it's just that my boss is mean. Man, pick a road. You got to pick a path. Which one is it? Do you love your job? Do you hate your job, your boss? How about do they pay you to show up and work there? Do they pay you? Because if they do, there's something to be grateful for. Do they pay you to show up and do anything there? There's some fine things to be grateful for. Find a book like this one right here and read it. Oh, I don't know if I want to read a book like that and then not be able to blame other people or things for my problems. Okay, then stay stuck. Like, we all see this, especially since social media has become so big. We see it. We see people complain. We see people complain about their situation, complain about the facts of their life. And the fact is this: my life is no different than your life, except for the choices and the responsibility. That's it. I take responsibility. If I'm not happy with something and I can't change it, I can't fix it, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not staying. I'm out. It's that simple. Why? Because this is my life, man. You're not going to die for me. You're not dying for me. I know that. And eventually I've got to die. Eventually I have an expiration date and I'm done. So between now and then, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Am I going to continue to go through life? I've seen network marketing companies, and I love network marketing companies. I've seen network marketing companies that say people that are in these companies and they're like, well, I don't know if I can stay. You know, they changed the pay plan and oh, I so believed in it. And not, oh, they just changed the pay plan or this, oh, the leader of my team is just horrible. They're horrible and they're mean to people. I mean, they have 100,000 people in their downline, but they're just so mean. Like, dude, leave. What's it take? $500 to go get into another company? Leave. If you're that miserable, stop blaming everyone and everything else. Make a change. And maybe before you leave, before you blame anyone else, go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror and find out if it's really you that's the problem. Because I've had to do that. And I'm going to tell you something. It sucks to go look in the mirror, to really dig deep. It really, really stinks to dig deep and find out that, man, I'm the problem. Daggone it. I didn't expect that. Didn't expect that I was going to be the problem, that I'm the common denominator here. I literally was just out on my walk a little bit ago. Stopped and talked to this guy. Said he tried to send me a friend request and that I had too many friends. And I said, well, I'm sure somebody's unfriended me by now. And I looked and I said, yep. And I sent him a friend request. And, you know, we were talking about, because both of us worked at Honda. He retired from Honda. I quit Honda a long time ago at the factory. Why? I was 18, 19, 20 years old making 40, 50 grand a year. That was 30 years ago. Why would I walk out on a job like that? That's like over $100,000 a year now. Why? I hated it. I mean, I hated it. There were no windows. I couldn't see outside. It was horrible. So I'm like, this sucks. And then I had some little dude pop off to me. And I was like, what? And he popped off to me and told me to quit whining. Because I was like, I can't do this. This is killing me. I hate this job. And he's like, quit your whining, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? In that moment, I took 100% responsibility for my life. And I said, I'm out, dude. I quit. You can't quit. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Watch. Here I go, walking over to the time clock to clock out. You can't clock out. It's lunchtime. I'm clocking out and I'm leaving. I took 100% responsibility for my life, for my happiness. Am I telling you to go quit your job? No. But man, why do you want to live your life complaining and miserable? If you can't find something that you're grateful for about your job, your career, your company, your business, your whatever, man, it's going to be difficult for you to succeed at anything, especially being happy and joyful and free. Like, what's life about? For me, it's about experiencing freedom. I want freedom in life. And well, what do you want freedom from? I want freedom from feeling fear of what's coming around the corner. I want freedom from feeling fear of whether or not my boss is going to like me or not. If your boss doesn't like you, try doing a better job. If your boss doesn't like anyone and he or she makes your life miserable, quit your job. There, I said it. Quit. Go walk away from that. Like, seriously, walk away. Oh, but man, I don't know. I make a pretty good living. Well, then you can make a good living somewhere else. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not telling you to run from your problems. I'm telling you to take responsibility for your life, period. Quit blaming your boss, your spouse, your employees, your customers, your whatever it is that you're placing blame on. You've got to walk away from that, man. You got to develop a mindset of, I am 100% responsible for every single outcome in my life. I'm 100% responsible. Mustafa just asked me, how do I get this book? He lives, I think he said, in Africa. Dude, I don't know. I've never been to Africa. Love to come someday. Never been there. I don't know. But if I was living in Africa and I wanted to know how to get this book right here, because this book will change your life if you allow it, if you actually absorb the information. If I wanted, I'd find a way. I wouldn't say, oh, but Ken, how do I get it? I can't get it here. I'd figure out a way, man. Figure out a way. You got to figure out a way. Take responsibility for your life. And so there's something else that's been cooking. My wife and I, some of you may have seen the video I posted of her and I out on a walk having a board meeting the other day while we were out working out. And we came up with an idea that I truly think is going to positively impact millions and millions of people. I don't want to say I, because it was we, she and I, my wife and I came up with an idea to have a positive impact on millions of people throughout the United States and probably further than that. And I'm not sharing the details of it yet. It does have to do with a podcast. It does have to do with a show. It does have to do with interviewing people. And that's as far as I'm going to go with it, because we're ironing out some of the details. But I'm going to be able to impact a lot of people in a very, very positive way. And I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. So I was just thinking about that, about taking responsibility, 100% responsibility for everything in life, everything. Like people are like, I get all messed up. And this book talks about it. If you read on in this chapter that I was just reading, seriously, I'll read you a little bit. Right here, where is it? I forget where it is now. It's in this first chapter. But, this talks about E plus R equals O, event plus response equals outcome. He talks about, people that get all upset. Well, my wife was cheating on me, or my husband was cheating on me, or dude, you see red flags of things going on around you and you choose to ignore it. You choose to ignore it because it doesn't work with whatever your definition of life is in that moment. You can't ignore things, man. If it's something that is literally, if you are unhappy, and I mean genuinely unhappy. I'm not talking about I'm going to blame everybody for my lack of happiness. I'm talking about if you're genuinely not happy with who you are, not who everybody around, because if everybody around you is a miserable person, there's a good chance you're attracting them for a reason. Think about that. Really think about that. Okay. Water seeks its own level. Always. 100% of the time, water will always seek its own level. So if you are surrounded by a bunch of depressed, sad, mean, bad people, man, you might want to take a look at yourself. Why are you attracting people like that into your life? What's going on with you? That's huge. When you can go, man, I don't know. That's a great point. I don't know. I need to look at that. Why? What is it about me that's attracting these bad people? What is it about me and my energy that's bringing these bad people into my life? That is taking 100% responsibility. That's all I got for you. I want to pop on, talk about those two things. We got some really cool stuff happening. Stay tuned. My wife and I came up with a big event. Not an event. It's not an event. It's going to be a culmination of a lot of events. I'm so grateful. I look back today and I think about, I've been written up in the Huffington Post by my buddy David Jensen. I've been blessed, man. I mean, blessed beyond belief. Receive a phone call today asking for me to speak at a big event in Las Vegas at a huge event out there next month. This month, I'm going to be at a judge on the influencer panel at an event in San Diego where Mark Zuckerberg's sister Randy is one of the keynote speakers, and Mari Smith is one of the keynotes there. It's going to be phenomenal. Broadcast your authority. I'm one of the judges on this influencer panel, and it blows my mind. I'm so grateful that all of this is happening. And you know what? It all started for me when I said, no more blaming anyone. No more blaming anyone. I'm going to take full 100% full responsibility for every single outcome in my life. No more being a victim. If you're a victim in any way, if you blame anyone else, that makes you a victim. And when you're a victim, you have no power, no control. You're assuming you have no control over the situation of your life. And that just isn't true, y'all. It's not true. You are in complete control of your life. Complete. Don't be a victim. It's nobody else's fault. Period. Take responsibility and watch your life take off. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you later.